Hello everybody, today we're going to be reviewing the Tier 10 US Navy Heavy Cruiser, the USS Des Moines. The Des Moines is the last ship of the US branch of Heavy Cruisers, and I'm going to be showing my overall view after I got it just a couple hours ago. So, the Des Moines has 9 8-inch or 203mm guns. They have an auto loading system, which means they have a reload of like 5.9 seconds, which is very good. Which means that DPM of the Des Moines is actually pretty high. I do not know what the actual HE I will show the AP and HE on screen, but let's just fast forward this a bit. The Des Moines. It's unique because it has super heavy American armor piercer, basically a 5-second reload, and I'm actually running the legendary module on the Des Moines. I'm running the legendary mod because I think it's pretty nice to have it on the ship because you really like to accelerate to, especially battleships and stuff. Because honestly, the armor on the Des Moines is not really that special. Yeah, it has a 27mm bow. It has a 30mm deck, bow and stern. Sorry, 30mm deck, 27mm bow and stern armor. I'm pretty sure it's a 38mm upper belt, and I think under it is the Citadel, which is like 200 and it's like around 200 or 150mm of armor. So the armor on this thing isn't really that special. But however, if you're facing cruisers that, example, like a Moines or a Colbert, if you sit nose in, a Colbert is going to struggle because of the shell velocity, means that you basically can juke all the time. The Moines doesn't really actually care about it. But however, let's get on to the review. So the Des Moines. The Des Moines is supposed to have grade AA. As you can see on that, I'm pretty sure that's a midway strike. The AA is alright, but when did AA ever exist? In fact, on a game after this game you're reviewing right now, I actually had a Shokaku not even get a single plane shot down. This is pretty normal for every ship, because AA never really existed anyways. So the Des Moines. The Des Moines is... Well, I'm running the legendary module and the radar module, which means I have pretty quick acceleration. If you actually saw at the start, this acceleration is very quick indeed. And with the radar module, I don't even think I actually deployed radar this entire battle because I didn't feel like it was needed. You have 48 seconds of radar time. So... yeah, that's pretty nice. The turning circle, I think it's 780 meters of turning circle. I will search that up. So the Des Moines, this is something what a Petropavlos wouldn't want to be in, because the Petropavlos actually kind of sucks against like cruisers, especially cruisers like high DPM, like a Des Moines or a Hindenburg. So the Petropavlos, if you stay angled like I am right now, you could easily melt down Petro pretty easily, because the Petro can't really do anything, especially when you're angled, because it doesn't have any blast. Well, it does. It has Stalinium blast, but it doesn't have blast caliber. So, yeah, that doesn't really actually help it at a lot. But it's still a very strong ship at the tier. Des Moines is actually, I think, the oldest tier 10 cruiser in the entire game. This Des Moines and Zhao were the first tier 10s, I think, even in the entire game. So Des Moines is basically old school. And also you get bonus points that Des Moines is actually a real ship. Des Moines existed. I think it was scrapped pretty recently in 2008. So Des Moines is, by all means, a real ship. And unlike most real ships in this game, the Des Moines is actually pretty strong for a real ship. The Des Moines is stupidly strong. So, by all means, tell me what I'm saying wrong about this thing. But honestly, Pretty sure it's like a 5.9 second reload. The turret reverse, I think without anything, I think I have to grease the gears on this captain. It's only a 15-point captain, but it works pretty well on this thing. So I think with grease the gears you get like a 26.4 second 180 turn time on the turret, which is pretty acceptable. And I'm not running turret. I'm not running turret rotation. I am running aiming. I'm running aiming mods. So still, the turret race is still pretty fantastic on this thing. A problem that the problem that basically every American cruiser has is the stern. The stern is absolute flat as hell, which means a Bismarck, which means even like something that can overmatch 27mm, like an Odin or a Bismarck, will still probably be able to get pens on that even if you're angled. So if you're angled and kiting away, they can probably shoot it and get a couple pens. It doesn't really matter though, because honestly, Des Moines has pretty good maneuverability, so you can kind of like, you know, like run away and duke the shells and stuff and turn away. But also, tell me how you like this camo. I got the, what's it called, like red, white, and black camo. I got this from the German event. I got like hundreds of these, so I sold a couple for money. But sorry if I'm speaking a bit quiet. I woke up a lot not long ago. But the Des Moines is pretty old school. It's one of the oldest ships in the entire game. And basically, as you will see, Des Moines DPM is nothing to be laughed at. Because as you can see for the Thunder, I almost farmed them for basically the entire, basically for this until the end of the game. Actually, when I died, I actually caught myself with a crossfire with the Haragumo and the Venezia, and I died. And also on Montana, and maybe even the carrier. But as I would say, Des Moines DPM is not to be laughed at because first it has dispersion. It's pretty American dispersion. The shell velocity is pretty American. It's not really that good, but however, it compensates by having great DPM. And the pen on these guns is actually insanely strong as well. When you're facing the Thunder, which is basically a coated 32mm absolutely everywhere, this Thunder isn't actually focusing me, so I get basically free damage, and I'm behind islands, so the Shimakaze can't tort me. The Henry can't hit me with the shells, and most importantly, the Napoli and the Venezia and Haragumo can't attack me either. So basically, I'm in a pretty decent spot right now. And the Montana's dead, so I'm in a really good spot right now. So basically, I did this for quite a while. I think my average damage in Des Moines is around 90,000. That's basically what I've been reaching, around 99 to 110,000 damage each game. Which is, you know, as a person who doesn't really main World of Warships anymore, I don't really play this game much anymore. It's pretty good ship, pretty good damage for me. But basically, I've been playing the ship all day. I think it's a really nice ship to play. Sorry if it's a bit glitchy as well. This ship is incredibly, this game is actually incredibly laggy. I've actually had some Wi-Fi problems when I recorded this earlier today. I was like, the ping counter was basically like racking, like it wouldn't stay still at the same number for 1 millisecond. Like it was keeping, like it just kept changing. So as I would say, it never mattered, so the midway is actually basically just getting a free strike on the Stalingrad. And the Thunder right there is still, for some reason, not focusing me, even though I'm a DPM demon. So I think this is the second game I ever played in the Des Moines. This is the second game. The first game, I don't want to display it because I actually got incredibly glitchy at times. But however, I still racked, like, I think it was like 99,000 damage. I still racked quite a bit of damage. That was my first game. So basically the TLDR at the Des Moines is that Great guns, great maneuverability. The armor is not really that special. So yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna say about the Des Moines. Let's speed it up a bit. So as you see, I am in a crossfire with a Harugumo and a Venezia and the carrier. So it's no matter if I turn, I could expose myself to the AP with the Venezia, and I actually, as you see, that lag right there, the internet was great. And for some reason, my shells aren't really hitting well, so I ended up actually getting some pretty terrible shots here. But yeah, I racked up 95,000 damage this game.